Good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
CEOs you should know, brought to you by Comcast Business.
Roy Lightstein, CEO and president of Legacy Treatment Services. Legacy Treatment Services' mission is to change the behavioral health and social service outcomes for people of all ages from surviving to thrive. Legacy Treatment Services provides an array of more than 70 different programs and services to help individuals that have challenges with regard to mental health, addiction treatment, or perhaps they have an intellectual and developmental disability. Individuals in this field often have a calling. When I was growing up, I was the victim of abuse and neglect. I joined the Army and started my career in social services, volunteering. I became very close with the young man that I was working with. Nonverbal, had a brain dysfunction. And so I had this sort of aha moment at that time that said, if I could help kids that maybe were struggling or had any challenges like I had, I wanted to commit my career towards helping that. The advice that I would give myself at age 15 is perspective. The sun comes up, the sun goes down, and when we're in those moments, stressing about your grade, your social relationship, I just wish I could look back to me at 15 and say, this is just today, and you can have a significant impact on what tomorrow's going to look like. We invite folks to just head to our website, legacytreatment.org, and you can reach somebody at any time of the day or night.
This episode is brought to you by Comcast Business. Every day in business is a big day. Comcast Business will keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No, call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's topdoglaw.com.
Did you know your completely free iHeartRadio app is also your home for hit podcasts? New for you this week. Check out On Purpose with Jay Shetty.
The #1 health podcast in the world, thanks to each and every one of you that come back every week to listen, learn, and grow.
Sharing his conversations with the biggest stars in the world.
There is no perfect person that you find. It's who you make it work with.
On Purpose with Jay Shetty. Listen today on your free iHeartRadio app.
Privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or apply stopped, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text DRAFT to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text DRAFT to 200-300 right now. Text the word DRAFT to 200-300. Don't wait. Text DRAFT to 200-300.
You don't need to get personal, like revealing orange juice commercials make you cry, to get the State Farm personal price plan. Just call or go to statefarm.com for a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
If you've been priced out of traditional advertising channels, it's time to check out the new player in town.
Self-checkoutadvertising.com. Self-checkoutadvertising.com is the easy, affordable, and measurable new ad channel that's popping up on self-checkout screens across Philadelphia. Plans start at just $10 a day when you upload your ad at self-checkoutadvertising.com. Register today and get a free week of advertising. Space is limited, so claim your spot today at self-checkoutadvertising.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
When someone gets hurt, we know who to call. But what about a mental health crisis? The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline offers free, confidential support around the clock. Don't hesitate. Call 988. It's okay to not be okay. Remember, 988.
Overnight and blustery. In fact, that wind will feel downright cold late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Lows dropping into the 30s for most of the suburbs, 43 for the city. But with that wind, you can feel like temperatures near freezing to start our Wednesday morning. And then a nice turnaround. Lots of sunshine Wednesday afternoon. High temperatures back to normal of 67 degrees. The wind continues, but it will feel much better than today. I'm meteorologist Adam Joseph with your 6ABC forecast.
This report is sponsored by KFC. Everybody's going to want KFC's new Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. Each hand-breaded nugget is made with 100% white meat and their famous original recipe. You've never had nuggets like these. That's finger-licking good.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
We've got delays on the Vine Expressway end-to-end both ways. Jazz Schuylkill to 95, then 95 northbound, stop and go Vine Expressway up to Bridge, southbound back to Cottman to Bridge. Jen up on the Schuylkill, westbound University Teach Martin Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound delays 202 to Belmont, then really Jen up Montgomery Drive to south. Blue Route northbound heavy 95 to Route 1 and south, and delays approaching Broomall to Media Swarthmore. 42 south, stop and go off the Walt Whitman down to Creek Road. Larry Tutela, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by GetRefunds.com.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. If you own a business and still haven't applied for the payroll tax refund, we want to pay a licensed tax attorney to see if you're eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee. Go to GetRefunds.com, GetRefunds.com.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey guys, this is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that AutoTrader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with AutoTrader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on AutoTrader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. AutoTrader.
2 NBA insiders podcasting twice a week to plug you right into the NBA grapevine.
All happening in only one place. This League Uncut, the new NBA podcast with me, Chris Haynes.
And me, Mark Stein.
Join us as we team up to expound on everything we're covering, hearing, and chasing.
Listen to This League Uncut with Chris Haynes and Mark Stein
on the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Dr. Rick here, with another telltale sign you're turning into your parents, getting particular about your drive-thru order.
Don't pull away yet. I like to check the bag because one time they forgot to give me extra ketchup.
People are waiting.
I'm only seeing 4 nuggets. Wait, nope, there's 5.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Tide Power Pods have 85% more Tide.
Who needs that much more Tide?
Well, when giving your muddy dog a bath turns into you getting a mud shower. Yikes, you're gonna need more Tide. When your wine tasting becomes a wine spilling. Yeah, you're gonna need more Tide. Or if your favorite shirt is your kid's favorite napkin. Great, I'm gonna need more Tide. My mom gave me that shirt.
It's a mess out there. Tide Power Pods have 85% more Tide versus Tide Pods.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, trunk lids, license plate holders, and headlights. They've got lots of headlights. When you need parts, get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. eBay Motors. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Your home for Villanova basketball is WDAS and WD273D. Fox Sports Radio Philadelphia.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Powers Parlays is the show for you. So place your bet and get ready to win big with Mike Powers and Powers Parlays. Right here on The Gambler.
Speaking of money, Jalen Hurts just cashed in. That's great. Congrats, Philadelphia. You got yourself a franchise quarterback for the next 5+ years. Amazing.
That's what we said about the last guy.
Pennsylvania. You changed the whole state's name. It's great. No, I've been a fan of Hurts since he was pulled from a Giants game, so the Giants didn't go to the playoffs. But that one stuck with me because I was rooting for you guys and then for the Eagles, and then you did that, and it kind of hurt. No pun intended there with Jalen Hurts. But welcome to Powers Parlays on Fox Sports The Gambler. I'm your host, Mike Powers. In with me in studio is Mr. Statman, John Jansen.
Mr. Stat, is that what I am? I Mr. Statman?
I had double J, but I thought that was
for baseball.
Yeah, I had double J, but I figured you don't go with that for a reason. So I hate when people mess around with my nicknames and stuff. So I was like, you know stats. Like
I don't know if I have a set nickname.
Yeah, I don't know. Please follow us on our
JJ's
socials.
Not bad, but everybody's double J. There's triple J in the NBA.
Yeah,
Jared Jackson Jr.
I feel like if your parents didn't call you double J, like
nope,
nope. It's not.
I was full named a lot. Jonathan. Yeah, I wasn't even John.
Salespeople, that happens a lot. Like same with me. Like a lot of women in my life always said my full name, Mike Powers. Mike Powers is here. And then,
are you just a Mike or are you a Michael?
Like to friends, my mom calls me Michael Charles Powers. And then when girls would hear that, then they would then inherit that. So my mom was a teacher, and
there you go.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So if I got in trouble at even worse, it was like religious ed teaching. So when I got in trouble, like it was one, embarrassing because my mom's super religious. Two, it was you're acting up.
Religious. So did you do the CCD teaching?
Yeah.
My dad did
she's
that.
Like she's like a top dog now, man. She's like up there. I don't know. But what I do know is this is Powers Parlays, and we're on Fox Sports The Gambler. Please follow us on our socials, Fox PHL Gambler, and our new YouTube page. Please like, subscribe at Fox Sports The Gambler. Jansen, I heard you on the Daily Ticket. You like the Mets tonight?
I do. I'm kind of liking Tyler McGill. I think he's been really good for the Mets. And the Dodgers aren't actually off to a great start. And so I think the leading team in the National League West right now actually is the Arizona Diamondbacks. But it's just kind of riding whatever this Mets thing is. And you're right. because every time you look at the Mets numbers, it's not like they're hitting very well. It's not like they're pitching the best. They're just finding ways to win. But to me, at some point, you got to start betting that, though. And the Mets have done that. And the Mets have been good on the road. They're 7-4 on the road.
Yeah.
So they've been really good away from Mets Stadium. And a lot of that is they did play the Athletics, but they also just won a series against the Padres before that. They won a series against the Marlins. So really, since that sweep to the Brewers, they've been really good. And I think it's fine to kind of ride them here when McGill might be the better pitcher at this point. Not saying Clayton Kershaw's cooked or anything, but Clayton Kershaw isn't. For him to get these numbers, I don't think it warrants, his play is warranted that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think it could be the high money line guy that you can just blindly bet on.
The Mets were high on McGill too. Like he didn't make the team right out of spring, but it was like, I mean, like it was understood eventually he was going to come back. So he's also, you got Justin Verlander coming back on Sunday, I want to say, against Atlanta. So McGill does need a start, and he needs to kind of make this a hard option for who's going to go down, right? Whether it's him or Peterson, or if they just go 6-man rotation, especially with Max being pushed back.
Yeah, I haven't really liked Peterson.
Yeah. But what I would share with you is he's a big dude, McGill, but he has not really come to fruition.
No, hasn't. I mean, the first 2 years of his career, I mean, he had ERAs of 4 and 5, and that was a high 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has not been good.
Who I like tonight is Falter. And it's funny because I don't normally bet him because like it sounds like, oh, he's going to falter, right? It's probably the worst name you could have and be successful at anything because people are going to be like, he's going to falter, So I think the Phillies, I know the Phillies are going to win that. So I did parlay your feelings about the Mets, ironically, and my feelings about the Phillies, and I got a plus 393.
So yeah, I was actually talking about this game with my buddy who's a White Sox fan. And, I asked him about Lucas Giolito because I would love to bet the Phillies tonight as well. But I wanted to bet the Sox because the White Sox do very well against left-handed pitching. I still think they're close to top 5 in baseball against left-handed pitching. That's been a thing for them for a couple of years now. But on the other side of that is Lucas Giolito, who is just not looked good. And he didn't look good last year. It seems to have gotten figured out. He was one of those guys when Spider Tack was taken away and all the substance stuff was taken away. His RPM went down on a lot of his pitches. The same thing happened with Garrett Cole, but he hasn't figured things out the same way that Garrett Cole has kind of figured them out. So I think, yeah, the Phillies aren't a bad bet. I'm just staying away from it because I know how good the White Sox are against left-handed pitching. So I don't really love the number being as low as it is. It's still underdog, but it's short. But yeah, I mean, if you want to fade Lucas Giolito, I am all for that.
All right. Yeah. So that's if you take the Mets Phillies money line, plus 393. So that's going to cash.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it gives us all rooting interest. You got till like midnight to watch baseball now, like in root. So if you take that, it'd be fun. You just mentioned guys without sticky tack having issues now. Well, there's a new issue, and it's courtesy of that good old pitch clock that everybody loves to talk about. And it's pitchers that tend to be on the huskier side, not being as productive as they once was. And one is a Cy Young candidate, Alek Manoah.
Yep, Alek Manoah.
Yeah, I practiced it the entire car ride up, and I still got it wrong. I'm like, I can't do it wrong in front of Jansen. If I falter in front of Corey, it's one thing, but Jansen's really good at pronouncing stuff.
No, I have my moments. Let me tell you, not as many moments as Sean Brace, but I have my moments.
Fair, but Alek Manoah is struggling right now. Went from a Cy Young type year to we're talking about like his ERA is like up to $5 right now. I think like it's like a 5 point something. And then also his innings pitch is down because he's getting fatigued, like everything. So that's kind of really odd to think about. And then also you got to think about wear and tear and, older pitchers too. Like, Max is already aching. You saw Jacob DeGrom, vintage DeGrom, 4-hit, no hitter, and then has to leave because of a wrist concern, and they're saying they're saying it's nothing, but tell me if I had $1 every time I heard that, I wouldn't have to do this show.
Nothing turns into something. And then,
no, yeah. So, and then on top of that, Corbin Burns, He leaves holding his chest yesterday for the Brewers in the 8th inning with like 80 pitches in. And I'm like, what's going on? You know, I was like kind of concerned because we've seen some crazy stuff happen in sports this year, you know? So I'm like, oh my God, I hope this dude didn't overexert himself or something like that. But it's a mild pec thing. But, you know, you're seeing pitchers starting to feel those aches and pains. And I feel like it's a little bit earlier than normal. And what I mean that is like, you know, they just had spring training. They get easily eased into everything. And now next thing you know, it's, you know, that's it.
So that's an interesting point to bring up because they are moving at a faster pace. So, wow, Josh Harrison just knocked one out. But they are moving at a faster pace. So are they overexerting themselves? Are they not getting enough time in between pitches that these injuries are going to come up? And I don't know how we're ever going to find any correlations to injuries and that specific circumstance of the pitch clock.
No.
But that's something that is going to, as you get through a full year of this and you start finding sample sizes, you can understand guys maybe who aren't doing well with this, guys that are getting injured because of this. And if Major League Baseball has to push the pitch clock maybe to, you know, 5 extra seconds than it is now, I think that stuff, there are always going to be unintended consequences of something very new like this. This completely changed baseball.
Yeah.
In more than one way. It changed everything. Everything we know about baseball, it changed it. And a lot of things I think are for the better. And games are moving faster. They're moving at a really good pace.
Yeah.
It's constant action. It's a better television product. But if it is causing injuries, then they need to find a balance and they need to maybe, again, push it back a few seconds or maybe have to get rid of it altogether if there are, you know, significant signs of injuries happening because of this. So yeah, I think as we continue the pitch clock era, we are going to see a lot of unintended consequences, and I'm just not sure what those are yet.
Yeah.
But it's interesting for you to bring up that kind of point, though, that maybe Huskier guys, yeah, they're just not going to be able to, through a full 5-6 inning start, be able to pitch as well as they have because they're maybe not as conditioned as some others, and conditioning may be important now.
Yeah, you made me think about Francisco Lindor said something very poetic about the shift change. And he's like, you're going to see the artistry of the infielder back in the game. And like, if you ever think about that, the way they have to go back into the outfield and like make a behind the back catch or like dive into the outfield to stop a double, you know, there's going to be situations that now you're going to see again that you used to see all the time, you know, in 90s baseball, let's call it, or 80s baseball. So, you know, these rules are good. They're good. They're not good when, like I said, during the Daily Ticket, when Cody Bellinger is getting his, you know, his swan song in front of LA, you know, a team he gave it all for. You know, he finally comes back and he gets a strike for it. So, you know, we made a joke, Bryce Harper, when he makes his triumphant return to Philadelphia, you know, that crowd's going to go nuts, absolutely nuts. And, you know, he literally carried the team on his back, you know, without an arm into the World Series. So, I mean, it's something that Philadelphia is looking forward to, and it's going to build, you know, and I also like seeing him in the cage. I like everything that's going on around that man. I also like that Philly Rob's not letting anybody know when he's coming back. So, like, one, there's no pressure on Bryce, but also I kind of think it's going to be soon. Like, that's the vibes I'm getting. Like Mother's Day, maybe, I don't know, you know? So we'll see. It's Philly, you should be excited. I know the record doesn't look like that, but the reason why I also think you could win this doubleheader today is the simple fact that your lineup won't get fatigued in an 18 inning marathon, you know, and I think the White Sox will. And, you know, you already saw that the way, you know, Wheeler worked through his rotation, but now the Phillies are adding on again. So they're going to run out of pitching fast. And, you know, I don't know, Falter, if you could give you 5, you're looking good at this point.
Yeah, I think whatever pitcher can last longer. I mean, both bullpens aren't that great, at least to start the season. I think the Phillies can eventually, but yeah, both bullpens aren't great to start the season. It's just that matchup scares me just because the White Sox haven't been great, so it shouldn't scare me. The White Sox are a 6-10 team about to potentially be 6-11. And so I shouldn't be scared. Oh, lefties on the mound. You know, the White Sox have been winning these matchups because they are hitting well in them, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're winning them. So yeah, that's one I shouldn't be too scared of.
So the boss man, he's pretty big on this Judge versus Mike Trout. You know, he's feeling it. So I think we should cook something up real quick with the fact that Mike Trout, he thinks is going to hit a home run today. So
he does. He is all in because he feels like Trout is being disrespected because he's not getting as much attention as Ohtani and Judge in this series.
So I don't like normally doing this. I recommend a very small amount if you're going to do this. But if Judge and Trout both hit a home run tonight, it's plus 900.
Is it really?
Yeah, which is crazy because
that sounds about right.
Yeah, I got Vogel back though the other day, like at plus 900, and he didn't have a home run yet, and I took that bet and it cashed. So I don't know. I'm gonna take it because Boss Man thinks it's gonna happen. I think Judge is gonna hit one, so I just think he's due. Granted, it's his stadium. They're already talking him up, so why not Mike Trout? Add that on there and actually get some positive money. Another guy I think that's going to hit a home run today is Anthony Rizzo. Riz is plus 450. I'm taking him on his own. Riz is our guy. Shout out to the Divide. Corey, follow the dividelive.com every Friday here on Fox Sports The Gambler. But yeah, I think Rizzo is going to hit a home run today. So that's my one.
Yeah,
pick.
he's had a good start to the season.
Yeah,
Very
start.
good.
And also, like, that's one of the few calls from John Sterling that I don't mind because it's an ode to an old electronic store.
You're not a John Sterling guy.
No, not at all. Okay. Susan Wallman and him are nuts. Oh my God, it's Roger Clemens. Yeah, they're definitely they need to. You ever see Old Yeller? I know you're a movie guy.
I have. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I watched it obviously when I was like a little younger.
Yeah, enough said, right?
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen. But Yankee fans love it because they're about pinstripes, tradition, blah blah blah. Crappy stadium. That's what they're into. That stadium's terrible.
You don't like it?
No, it's like the Mall of America. Like you can't. I like stadiums like Citizens Bank where you could walk around and you could still see the field. They're literally like a concrete mall. You can't.
I think so. That is important. So I guess in the whatever's in the ballpark is important,
right?
So I do understand that,
Mm-hmm.
but I always am more about how is the location? Can I get there quicker?
Oh no, it's New
easy to
York. You can't
there?
get anywhere.
So I guess in New York it's terrible.
Yes,
because in Washington I've been to the National Stadium, and that is a pain in the ass to get to.
Okay,
and I absolutely hated it.
The Bronx
so I did
is
not
easier
like
in that aspect if you're comparing it to that.
And I like the Phillies, obviously, Citizens Bank Park, because it is the easiest to get to. And
it's free from New Jersey, whereas like to go to the Bronx or to Queens, like yeah, you're 150 in, and that's before parking. So it gets crazy to go to New York. Also, that stadium is not. It's a money pit, man. And Mike Francesa said the same thing about the Meadowlands, MetLife Stadium. I agree with him. That's
I've passed that twice in the past month. It is in the middle of.
It does
nowhere.
nothing for me. It does nothing for me.
It is so odd. It's the blandest looking stadium I've ever seen. It's just in the middle of nowhere. It stinks. I haven't even gone in there yet.
For reference, the Yankees are now the Vet, and the Vet Citizens Bank is now Yankee Stadium. Like I get better vibes in Citizens Bank because you have the Ryan Howard, the Utley, like that kind of tradition. Whereas like the first time I went to regular Yankee Stadium, like I thought it was haunted. There were so many ghosts. There were so many. You're like, this is the same field. Like, are you kidding me? Like, there's no reason why they couldn't just figure out a way. Maybe even play in Queens for a year, but then switch out and just renovate that place and keep the field together.
Right.
I think they lost who they are. I mean, you always talk about Wrigley, you talk about Boston, but it's not the same vibe anymore. It's a money pit. So that's my humble opinion.
Maybe I don't know how loved Boston is as a city. I will admit I liked it. I thought Boston was great.
Yeah, no,
Fenway Park is in a good spot in the city too.
If you ignore the people, my buddy Ty says this a lot. Like if you ignore the people, like Boston
it's a really nice
cool.
city.
Yeah. You got to go
Great
with like a group
food
of 10.
places. It's easy to walk around everywhere. It was awesome.
Yeah, I like it. I like Boston. Just like I said, minus the Dunkin' Donuts everywhere, and no, Dunkin's good. Yeah,
it's a good Dunkin'.
There is good Dunkin'.
All right, it's good Dunkin'.
I retract that statement. I
did have it there, and it's like, oh, this is fresh coffee, and this is a really nice, good bagel. I was surprised.
Does your credit card or your bank give you like the percentage of where you spend your money?
They probably do. I probably don't want to see it though.
It's so bad, dude. I I stopped drinking soda because of this. Like, so I used to work at Circuit City when I was a kid in college, and I couldn't find something that I paid for. So they went through all my invoices that I purchased. And like, I had like $3,000 worth of soda that I purchased for the last like couple years that I worked there. Yeah. And it was just like, oh my God, and I had more Diet Coke.
I would
than
hate
Mike
to see
Francesa
how
did.
much of the percentage of what I spend is on Wawa.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, dude. I now use the rewards
due
because,
to gas, due to going in for the machine and doing all of that. Yeah,
it's just so comforting. Like I can't describe it.
It's easy.
And, we had a wedding this week. My buddy Timmy got married.
Oh, so did I.
And
nice.
Anna moved to Florida to open up all those Wawas, our friend. So shout outs to her. If you're ever in Disney and you're in a Wawa, it's because of her. But like we needed a cooler and she's like, just go to Wawa. I was like, is that your answer for everything? And I offended her and I was like, I'm just here for the jokes. I'm sorry.
The answer always is Wawa.
Is Wawa. Yeah. So we're going to take our quick commercial break. On the other side, we're going to talk some NBA, NHL, and some more MLB because that's what I do. I love MLB. So this is Powers Parlays on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Things are still pretty busy on northbound 95. So going from Girard up to Bridge Street, southbound 95. Traffic moving better now between Cottman and Bridge. Watch for an accident upper Dublin, Pennsylvania Avenue at Summit Avenue. One in Cheltenham Avenue at Washington Lane. Schuylkill westbound Jan University to Girard and City to Belmont. Eastbound delays 202 to Gulf Mills, Blue Route to Belmont. Then Jan Montgomery Drive to South. The Vine Expressway tied up both ways. Schuylkill to Broad. Larry Tutela, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has everything you need to travel, from passport photos to luggage. And now get 20% off your in-store purchase when you buy any travel service. Plus, travel size Purell hand sanitizer is just 49 cents. In-store only. Offer ends 4/22. Exclusions apply. Get all set to jet at Staples.
In this week's Marketers Report, Patrizio Spagnoletto, Global Chief Marketing Officer, Direct-to-Consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on the difficult task of building and retaining consumer trust.
Trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air talent. The best thing for us to do is to build a relationship with our consumers. And if those consumers have a relationship with the DJs that are on air, then we want to build on that. House of the Dragon, which was one of our most successful, if not the most successful campaign we've ever done for a show, audio was a core part of that.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company. iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Jake from State Farm here to answer your what ifs.
What if I need a policy, but I just can't choose?
An agent can help you choose. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Rita's Cold Brew Frozen Coffee is here, and we're freezing up the flavor for your next coffee fix. Sink your straw into the perfect pick-me-up. But hurry, frozen coffee is at Rita's for a limited time. Try it before it's gone.
Be cool, eat your Ritas.
Wait, aren't these all charitable donations?
At Magda's Tax Prep, every person
I'd rather
counts.
not have to file for an extension.
She needs new auditors to maximize returns on her family time.
On itemized deductions. Hey, can someone help with these 1099s?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Getting you ready for all of the weekend's action. It's sports here, there, and everywhere with Dick Girardi and Mike Kern live from the Parks Casino Sportsbook.
Sport has kind of changed, right, with the pitch clock, and stealing bases is back. They are a slow pitch softball team, right?
Yeah.
Unathletic.
You're right.
Other than Trey Turner, is there an athlete on this team? Maybe the center fielder, a little bit.
Marsh.
He's elite. Okay, I would say he's average.
Average.
Right, but they're an unathletic.
Stott.
I don't know. No, not really. Turner's an athlete.
Yeah.
I just don't think they have any high. You look at some of these teams that are winning because it's now all of a sudden it's not just about hitting 3-run homers. It's a different. Maybe that this particular brand of baseball they're not necessarily made for. It's a little early, but just a thought.
If you're listening to this, your weekend is already a winner. It's sports here, there, and everywhere with Dick Girardi and Mike Kerr, live from the Parks Casino Sportsbook.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No. Call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's topdoglaw.com.
You're listening to Powers Parlays with Mike Powers, right here on The Gambler.
So for Easter, I got some Topps Chrome cards for my daughter. So
this is for Easter.
Yeah, I got it for Easter, but I figured we could open them up here. I could keep Jansen a little, keeping them here late.
Yeah, now you're going to keep me occupied. So now I'm going to look through. So the first pack had Nick Castellanos and the powder blues too, so it looks good. And then the second one, I know Phillies fans will remember this name, Adam Hazley.
Ooh.
Yeah. White Sox version, though.
The
best one, it looks like the now generation Stephen Kwan.
Okay.
Yeah, Kwan was good last year.
So far, Bryson Stott.
That's
Brace's guy. So funny story. Peyton was opening my daughter with me cards, and I should have brought the card in, and she's like, Daddy, I got Sean Brace. I was like, that's Mike Trout.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look at it again, and it kind of
looks like Brace.
Brace is
way.
Going to the gym.
Don't ever tell
I'm
Brace
gonna put it up on socials. I swear
Brace
to you. Don't
inflate his ego.
He's like this, so his chin is down.
Yeah.
So it kind of doesn't really even. It looks more like Brace than it looks like Mike Trout.
Whoa.
But I guess they're starting to meet each other, right? Brace is going to the gym a lot and stuff. So yeah, my daughter noticed it. So I was like, oh man, I can't unsee it now. So I know when I show it to him, because people do this with me all the time, it'd be like, that looks nothing like me. But
so
maybe since it's Mike
I just
Trout,
opened a new pack.
Yeah.
Chris Paddock, who is known, but he fell off.
Not bad.
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy
fell off big time.
Yeah.
But I got Albert Pujols, his last year with the Cardinals.
Whoa.
And I got that card. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
It's going to sell for $1 million, right? Are you into the card collecting thing? Did it really?
Yeah, it really did.
So what makes a card valuable?
I'm not good. So it's you're looking for on the back, so these blues are good. This is Brendan Donovan rookie card.
Oh, Brendan Donovan's very good.
Yeah, he's very
St.
good.
Louis Cardinals.
But see how it's blue? So it's a Topps Chrome. So it's a blue refractor. That makes
can't see it. Maybe I should. Be looking at the
that's
live
right.
stream.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
The audience can see it.
The audience can see it, which is the most important thing. Unless they're listening on the radio, then they're just like, all right, this guy's talking about blue stuff. Yeah. So, and then also there's autos. So that you want the autographs, you want the jersey inserts, stuff like that. Rookie cards are huge. So I have a red box and I put R for rookie. I put them all in there, and then I just, from time to time check. And I found a ton of J-Rod from last year. So
wow.
Yeah, that was huge. So what else is huge is the amount of playoffs and local teams in it. I mean, you got the Sixers just trouncing the Brooklyn Nets right now. Shout outs to Bankroll, Sean Brace, Buster from Q102 are collabing. Happy to be a small cog in the wheel for that. But we will be there for Game 3. John Jansen will be there as well, and a ton of people that will be coming in and out of our booth. It's an awesome new spot in Center City. Check it out. Bankroll Philadelphia. It's going to be an awesome time. So we got that going on. Sixers are trouncing Brooklyn. You got the Nets and Cavs. Knicks and Cavs. Knicks are up 1. They're playing tonight.
The Cavs wish they were playing the Nets.
Yeah, anybody does. The Nets remind me of the Knicks when they had this matchup feels like Linsanity when they were up against the Heat and they won 1 and the Knicks fan base celebrated. I feel like the Nets, one as a fan base, are okay with the fact that they are in the playoffs and the Mavs aren't, aka Kyrie. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And then also if they are able to take 1 from Philadelphia or just make your life a little harder, that's a win in their book. But I think yesterday was that day and it didn't happen. Johnson, that dunk on your Embiid, that was nuts, man. Cam Johnson.
And he woke up a beast though.
Yo,
because right after
he
that,
Yeah, I don't.
Embiid tends to respond well to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was great, and the block shots, even the ones he didn't get credit for, like it's just Embiid is
his length and the amount of times he's able to alter a shot at the rim is incredible.
It's absolutely incredible. You got something cooking over there?
I got one card that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I got a little Frank Thomas card.
Oh,
look at that
throwback!
Look at that, a little throwback. It's like a diamond looking card.
It's cool, man. It's cool. We got to do this so there's people on YouTube and I will tag them in this and make a little reel, but they rip packs and like you could pick a team and you could pay and they'll rip the whole box and then whatever from that team you get. So it's pretty cool. I got another stock.
So it's a little like IRL in real life Diamond Dynasty.
Yeah.
Is what they're doing. Okay.
Yo, so this is cool too. Like, so I'm going to pass these to you, but these are 2 Stott rookie cards, but you'll notice they're different.
Ooh, okay. I got a Hunter Green rookie card.
Like, so one of those.
He's got to start playing well though for these to
Hunter
actually
Green.
matter.
Yeah, I got a Hunter Dozier.
Hunter Dozier, nice.
Dozier, yeah, I was afraid. I just don't want to.
Your confidence is not good after Alec Manoa.
I am the Apple TV broadcaster of pronouncing names.
So the one I'm guessing because the one is his debut that it means more.
Yeah, that's got to be it. That's got to be it. Yeah, we'll go with that. Sounds good for the audience. So
what about the blue? There was something about blue.
So yeah, the blue refractors are normally more money.
Okay.
Depending on the guy, you could still get some.
Did we get any blues?
So I got a couple. The Jake Mazurnik. So there's purples too, but I'm colorblind, so I can't.
Now
tell
I just want to open more
card
card packs to see if you can pronounce these names.
Yeah, it's so bad. I'm not. And I have the galls to make fun of Susan Wallman and John Sterling, right? Volpe. Really quick, I want to get into this. The Rangers versus the Devils. So, Corey is a Devils fan. His twin brother is a Rangers fan. I feel like Corey just loves.
I did not know Corey had a twin brother.
Yo, that's funny because he's also does a podcast with Jerm, who normally calls in to Powers Parlays. They do a podcast together and everybody comes up to me. It's like, Corey, you got to work hard like Corey does. He's always around. I was like, the dude shows up for 45 minutes. We record a show and I do everything else.
Yeah, you don't work hard enough, Powers.
Yeah.
Come on, step it up. So, there should be 2 of you walking around.
I agree. I should have the twin. It would be amazing. Could you imagine that?
I wish I had a twin. That'd be
so
great.
Yeah, so this guy gets credit for stuff even when it's not him. So they're identical twins. We've known them since we were kids. It's funny because Rob would always smile and Corey was always like just mean, and he always came off like a bully, like just the way he would look at people, like first impression. After you get to know him, he's obviously a really sweet man, and Bert's the complete opposite. No, I'm just kidding. But Bert always smiled. So like people would come up to us and like, some days that guy's in a great mood. Other days he's a complete jerk.
Wait,
and,
are they identical twins?
They're identical twins. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and it's funny because there's a few photos, like, because they went up and down in their weight. So there's a few photos of Corey that looked like Bert and Bert looked like Corey, and we actually tricked them. Corey's like, that's a picture of me.
Oh, so they didn't. Oh my gosh, they don't even know.
They didn't even know. And then it was from my wedding. And then we zoomed out and we go, no, that's you. That's your brother. And it was pretty crazy. But enough about that. You could tune in on Friday and hear Corey's rebuttal. But I do think the Devils are going to win tonight. Honestly do. And that's where I'm putting my money. I'm not doing a parlay because I'm not that good with hockey. I'm going straight money line. Devils are the favorite. I think they win. I think it's going to be an easy series for them. I hate to say that. I'm sorry, Bert. But, the Rangers, although they have the better goalie, they have the better scorer, they might even have a better defensive man. Altogether, Devils are just going to have been a great team all year. I've had to listen to Corey talk about it for the entire season. And it was just consistency. And you saw with the Rangers, they went up and down. I think the Devils match up great with them. I think the Devils are going to beat them. So that's it. You got late night tonight. You got the Mets versus LA, like we talked about, Kershaw. I look at this and Mets got lucky yesterday, man. That game was a seesaw battle. Freddie Freeman hit 2 home runs. He had Munchie hit a home run. They took the lights out.
What did you just call him?
Munchie?
Max
Muncy?
Muncy.
Muncy. I think I'm doing it on purpose now because you got me nervous.
Max Munchie. Max Munchie is such a great name.
Munchie. But yeah, so Max Munchie. This is bad. We got to just move on. No, they both hit towering home runs. I mean, the Mets kept coming back, and that's what you want to ask from a team. Like, don't get me wrong, but it was a little bit of luck as well. There was a balk called, and then ironically, the pitcher that they called the balk on did the same thing for the next 3 batters. So I don't know why it was okay. It wasn't okay the first pitch, and then they kept letting him do it. It was obviously a part of his routine. So I think the Mets got away with something. It got them off the rails, ground ball, another run scores, and then that's all she wrote. So it was LA is a really good team, and it's hard to win in LA, in my humble opinion. So when the Mets look at that and everything going on in that, I'm looking at the money line, Mets money line, because that's what John Jansen said, and then I'm staying away from that game.
I don't know if you want to do what I said.
So that's it. Miguel needs it. Tyler Miguel will throw his arm out tonight because he sees a demotion in his future if he doesn't. So that's the only thing. And you don't know if I'm saying that name right because that's one of my guys. No, I'm just kidding. So it is Miguel. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I always didn't know if I was saying his name right. If it was Miguel or Miguel. I thought it was always Miguel.
It's Miguel. And then I always think of the Beatles song and just like anyway, whatever. But Beatty is here now. Brett Beatty, our third base prospect. He's kind of like our Alec Boehm, the Mets Alec Boehm. He's here, and I'm like, I always want to say Batty because it's Baty. So like a lot of people call him Batty, Brett Batty, but it's Beatty. And I always think of she's a lady, but then you change it to Beatty.
She's a Beatty. Okay.
Yeah. So I do work on these word names, but now that we're going around the league and we're pulling out baseball cards, it's kind of
so hard. I see this Hunter Green rookie card is going for $9.99.
There you go.
You pulled a good one.
That's a good one. $9.99. $9.99.
Yeah.
That's great, dude.
Yeah, you can get a good McDonald's meal for that.
It's not bad.
I mean, that can get me a pretty good Dunkin' Donuts order.
Well, if the Phillies. So do you have the McDonald's app? Now that we talked about Wawa, I guess we should give another $1 billion.
I did because I realized you can get McDonald's for basically free
every time the Phillies win, right?
Yes,
like
you
that
get
chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Mets give you?
Oh no,
a Minute Maid slushie. Like,
ew!
What? Yeah, I'm not going out of my way.
Those are only like $1 anyway.
It's so disgusting. And then you guys get like a crispy chicken sandwich. Like, tell me that McDonald's isn't a fan of Philly. Like, geez. Or like, I don't know, like that's crazy. Or at least the Philly fans, maybe they know are going to spend more. And then New Yorkers will be like, just give me the sandwich and then walk away, and bring their own water. I'll have a cup of water and a sandwich.
Wow, that was really good. Yeah, this Frank Thomas card, this diamond card.
Yeah.
It is $4.40.
All right.
So not much you can get. You can get like a McDouble.
Is that that 2 for that 2 for $4 maybe? You'd have to throw in some.
So
change.
I actually had for the first time a biggie bag at Wendy's.
Okay.
I don't know if you had the biggie bag yet.
So tell me what's in it.
So it is like a medium to small fry, a 4-piece chicken nugget, a medium drink, and I got the $6 biggie bag with the like double baconator or whatever. Not good enough. That's not enough.
Okay.
I feel like you can get more for like $6 elsewhere. I feel like McDonald's for $6, I can get like a couple McDoubles, and it feels like more than a burger and fries and 4 chicken nuggets.
4 chicken nuggets. That sounds like my daughter could house that, which is crazy to say.
Basically, that biggie bag is like a sampler.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's not a meal.
It's like that kiddie meal, but you didn't know if you wanted to go with the burger or the 4-piece.
And I was thinking about that. Maybe there needs to be an app or something that allows you to find the most efficient dollar to food order that you can get at places.
To food order. I like that. I like, and this happens in Philly with McDonald's. I don't know what it is, but you guys have like the Eagles tailgate like box.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty dope. Like I always see my sales guys walk in with that, and then just start handing out burgers.
Yeah,
and
it's like $20 too.
And I'm like the one guy's like a
there's
diabetic.
Like
I'm like, don't give
I think
that.
there's a chicken bundle too.
Is there?
Or it's like, yeah, it's
you get
it's
like
chicken
50
sandwiches
nugs,
in there.
right?
Yeah, yeah. And there's,
yeah.
Oh, I've had. Yeah, I've had. So one time we decided to get 250 McNuggets.
Right.
And so we had 100 piece. We dumped them all in this big, large plastic bowl and just had a million sauces laid out. And we ate 100 chicken nuggets.
Did I ever tell you about WrestleMania? The one year my wife was away for iHeart.
I think I did, but I would love the people to hear this.
Oh man, it was nuts. So the rule was like it was WrestleMania, so we called it WrestleMania, and
fantastic.
You know, it was the year of the NWO Sting versus Triple H, NWO DX. So we're
surprisingly good match for a bunch of old people.
Already going nuts. We got a guy who lives in Toms River, Mikey V, huge wrestling fan. He's gonna bring White Castle, right? I had McDonald's. I had the easy one. I just had to like walk a mile and I could get McDonald's right by my house, right? Somebody brought Burger King, somebody brought Taco Bell, somebody brought Subway, like you name it. You name a fast food place, it was on this table. And man, did we regret it. Beer and that amount of fast food. And also, like, obviously everybody knows the shelf life of fast food is like next to nothing, right?
Whoa. You may have found a gem. I think you found a gem here. I've been looking up prices, by the way, while we're talking.
Great
fast
job.
Food. So Bryson Stott's rookie debut card.
Okay.
I'm looking at it, the exact same one that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I need to make sure I see the back. Yeah, USC. Yep. All of that. $49.99.
Let's go. That pays for the whole box.
That
pays for the whole box. Yeah. That's crazy. I'm going to give you the other one so you can keep going while I'm talking.
Wow. Look at that. Yeah, I want to keep going. I want to find. But that's
great.
save that. That's a great
awesome.
one.
I hope he continues.
Yeah, he's going to keep playing better, right?
Be crazy if he got optioned down. Like that's the thing about cards. Like and the collects guy, when Brace has him on, he tells us that it's like the stock market. So right now his stock
because he's doing
is
so
way
well.
up,
He just
right?
literally broke a record.
Yeah,
so.
It's crazy. It's crazy. What was that, pudding or whatever?
Yeah, Willie
Pudding.
Puddinhead Jones.
Also, when you were like, "Oh, it's from 1930," I was like, "Yeah, that song might have been canceled."
I know.
So,
that's why I wasn't sure if I should bring it up.
You were like, "It's from 1930." I was like, "Oh, I'm glad I'm not on the air right now."
No, it was something about the main character like being a fool and like late for school and stuff like that. It was a childish, I think, song.
I know you're not on Instagram or that often, but there's like this video making rounds of a husband spanking his wife, and then the kid goes, "Daddy, you spanked mommy. That means you love her." And he's like,
gosh.
"That's what I've been trying to," and it's like from the 50s or whatever.
Oh, no.
That's what I've been trying to tell her. And I was like, oh my God. Like, could you imagine? Like, just there's a movie about beating your wife like that. It's crazy. It's just the world was a different animal back then. And, you know, maybe it's too extreme now, but I'd rather live in this world than that world, in my humble opinion. You know, so right now we're in the 9th of the first game of this doubleheader.
Okay,
in
this
Philadelphia.
O'Neal Cruz one isn't that bad. Now, some of them, one's going for 35, the other's going for 99 cents. So
35 cents and 99 cents.
Yeah, I don't think unless there's a website that gives you exact market prices for these. I'm just going
You're
based
gonna
off
see
of
like
like some
eBay or
prices.
Even with the Collects app, when you download this after that and you take some pictures, it will tell you like what it was sold most recently for. So if somebody took a bath on it, it may be worth more than what it.
Yeah, I'm
it's
seeing
actually
this.
showing.
This is ranging from like $5 to about $30. This O'Neal
crazy.
Cruz one.
Okay.
The
Made some
Bryson
money.
Stott. So the Bryson Stott one, I'd love to see what that one is fluctuating at. Ooh, Spencer Torkelson. Too bad he isn't playing well.
So glad you're announcing the players.
Yeah, and he was supposed to be good.
Yeah. That's also, I think that's why I'm not into hockey either, because I could never get through. I would just literally hawk all over the place, like overcheck, undercheck, down check. Like everybody's these crazy last names. And then you get one guy that's like not that, like Wayne Gretzky. Like that's easy. That's about it. You know, so I don't know. That's my hockey take. We're looking at, dude, I love Donovan Mitchell. And I love the Cavs. Well, I don't like the Cavs. I like Donovan Mitchell. He's a huge Met fan.
And he's been really good there. He's been great in Cleveland.
It just stinks, man. Like I can't believe Brooklyn or the Knicks didn't get this guy, because they probably would have had me rooting on for him. And it's crazy too, because he was big on trying to get DeGrom to resign with the Mets, and then he didn't go to New York. So it's like, practice what you preach, man. Like, but I get it. He's doing good in Cleveland. Cleveland just seems like the world is always doing right by them, right? So when LeBron left, they got all these crazy draft picks. They were number one in every lottery. He comes back, they win. Now they're back in the playoffs, and they got Donovan Mitchell, who in my opinion, is one of the best players out there. And that's not my opinion, it's facts. But I mean, I'm looking at some of his options for tonight.
Wow, I thought the All-Star game card for Dansby Swanson was going to be higher than it was. Just $1.50.
Yeah, some of those are weird. Like the team cards, I just throw.
Because people don't like the All-Star game ones.
Yeah, my nephews would be like, "You got any cards for us?" I'm like, "Yeah, here's like Baltimore Orioles." Like any of those types of cards are just lame. I don't know. Or I even don't like when it's like Harper, Alonso, and then like Harris from Atlanta or something like that. Like I hate those types of cards. Like where it's 3. And then I might like the one guy, but I despise the other 2. And I was like, I can't hold on to this, So I don't know. There's never like a triple threat one that looks good. Although there is a billboard. I don't know if you saw it, but in Philadelphia where it's got Walker, it's got Wheeler, it's got Bohm, and it's got one more guy. It's probably it's Schwarber. And they got their backs turned, and it looks amazing. It looks bad. Like I was like, Like if I'm the opposing team and I see this billboard flash up, I'm gonna be like, all right, well, we're here. Like, let's get ready to play. So shout outs to Philadelphia's marketing right there, because it's pretty dope. I was like really taken back by it. But what I'm not taken back by is any of these options for the Cavs. I'm not really looking at it. But I do think the Cavs win. I really do. A lot of people have. Let's look at this real quick. The money line for the Knicks is, where are we at?
I know the Cavs are minus 5.5.
Yeah,
so the money line is going to be a decent
plus 195. I like that. I don't know. I'm not doing.
I do like the plus. If you want to take the plus money with the Knicks, I'm actually completely fine with that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna do a live bet for that one. Halftime, maybe I'll put on my socials, because it did me right yesterday, man. Like I didn't like the Sixers minus 10.5 or 10. And once halftime came around, it was plus points, and I was like, okay, I'll take that. I mean, I just know how the Nets are, and I know how most New York franchises are. So I was like, yeah, we're going to lose this game. And like you said, Embiid he was angry, very angry. It was funny too, because like there was that one foul in the first half where my man was walking, like he was just trying to get into like the zone. He wasn't even a threat to take a shot or anything, and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna foul you now. Like the game, the play wasn't even set, and he just happened to have the ball, and they're just like, boom, foul. Like that was it. I feel like the game started with you guys halfway to the bonus, because the Nets were just fouling everybody.
Yeah, they were being very physical. Yeah, for sure.
And you couldn't keep it up, because eventually, you got to pay for that. So yeah, man, that's really what I'm looking at. I can't wait to be at the bankroll with Q102, Fox Sports The Gambler. It's going to
be so much fun.
Yeah, John Jansen, and everybody going around. I hear like people from Crossing Broad are going to be there. The dude that takes his shirt off, what's his name with the tattoo?
Hopefully not me. Yeah, okay, nice. So yeah, there's a good crew going there.
Yeah, there's nuts, and you never know who's going to be in there. There's Bray said there's a ton of celebrities that just happen to go and watch a game there. It's very upscale. It feels like Vegas. I don't know what I'm wearing yet. I was going to ask you guys, like, what do you plan on wearing?
Suit and tie, buddy.
No way. This isn't Happy
Do you
Gilmore.
have
Like,
Sixers
meet us
gear?
on the whole 9. No, yeah, I was thinking about that, and some of my coworkers said they would give me some, but I am a Flyers fan, but I don't really like hockey. It's just we actually were sponsored with them for a while when we first opened, and I had unlimited access to everything Flyers. So I was like, you know what? I don't like hockey. I'm going to become a Flyers fan. And so I did that. But we had Simmons at the time, and like, dude, they were nuts, man. That the crowd was just like, so into it. Like it felt like the Coliseum, like where like gladiators are just killing each other. Like, and if the fight broke out, like the fans wanted somebody to like take a skate off and cut the other one with it. It was absolutely nuts. I never experienced anything like it. Like, I knew Philly gets very passionate, but Flyers take it to a whole nother level, like especially when they're good. So,
which hasn't been a while.
It has not, man. And I feel like, we could have gotten a better deal sponsorship wise if we were smart about that. But yeah, it was expensive back then for sure. But right now I'm just trying to wait and see if this game ends, man. Like, let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, it's what, 7-4 still?
7-4.
Yeah, in the 9th.
And Dominguez came in. Obviously, they're kind of throwing some of this. So Craig Kimbrell had a pretty clean inning. Dominguez had a clean inning. And now Alvarado's in. So two of the three guys that have struggled. Alvarado's obviously doing well.
Those are
two of the guys that have struggled pitched well.
Those are some guys that could figure it out, though. Like, I think...
I don't know if Kimbrell can. Because I definitely think his stuff just doesn't look nearly as good.
I think it was worth the flyer, though. I was definitely jealous as a fan. Like, the name, maybe you're paying for the name,
It's
right?
better than just throwing out some random guy, from AAA maybe.
And you're showing the fan base as a owner or GM that you actually
trying
care.
to spend money into
you're like,
it.
hey, lightning.
But
in the
Dominguez
bottle.
certainly can get better.
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine.
Like, Ottavino is the same. If you get what the Mets are getting out of Ottavino right now, and I said his name pretty well.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Out of Kimbrell, like, that would be great. And because he's had his ups and downs. In New York, he pretty much got booed out of that place. Goes up to Boston, kind of reinvented himself a little bit. Now he's been with the Mets for a couple years. And, I enjoy it, but this dude's a monster.
He struck out another batter. Another one.
That's nuts, dude.
His strikeout to probably, innings pitched.
Right.
As his strikeout per 9 has got to be.
And he's so violent. Like,
yeah,
I've never seen somebody so violent with a baseball. And it got amped up even more during the World Series. Like, it was just like, I don't know. Like, he was just very, very aggressive. Like, I was like, all right, man. Like, and it's down and hard. Like, it's just down and hard. That's great. Poor White Sox, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, a bad baseball organization.
Within a week, that just imploded. We're talking to Mikey Hughes.
It's a shame because they had the players, and I think fans are bought into a lot of these new players, and they bring in Tony La Russa and just ruin it all. Essentially,
so weird, man.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't like, and I like that football doesn't do that. Like, we don't. We get wrapped around these names and we let them stick around too long. I don't know. Like, it's okay to retire. Like, I don't know. And the Mets got Buck Showalter. I get it, but at least there's a story behind that, right? He's never won the big one, right?
Yeah.
So, but Tony La Russa, like, he was kind of like Joe Torre, like, for the Cardinals. So, like, you already had your day in the sun.
But it had been almost a decade, I think, since he managed, and look, the game completely has changed.
Got a DUI the first day on the job.
I mean, that should have been easily like, okay, this is not going to work.
Yeah, there were signs. There were signs.
I think it's fair to question whether or not he was in touch with baseball at that
in
time
life,
and what was going on.
or anything. Yeah. And then when they had those Southsider jersey connects, and like he had his hat sideways and stuff, I was like, oh my God, I don't know. And look, like, we're not in the locker room. I'm sure those players enjoyed playing for him, or else it would have been a quicker exit. But yeah, I highly doubt it. Like, I wouldn't have enjoyed it. Like, it felt like time
More
definitely
like tolerated it.
Passed them by. Like, you don't understand what these players are going through right now. So it's a different game. Work ethic. Look, another strikeout. And that's it. Phillies take game 1. Hopefully they'll take game 2 and Falter doesn't falter. So, and Jansen and I could win some money.
That'd be nice.
That'd be great. So that's it, man. This is Powers Parlays. A great show. Fun. Glad I brought the baseball cards.
I know. I don't know if we should do it every show, but I would definitely love to keep doing these.
Yeah, we'll do it once a month. Well, what is today? Today's it. So the middle of the month.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Once you start getting tired of me, I'll bring baseball cards and we'll do it.
These are great. It's been a while since I've looked at
card
baseball
sponsor.
cards.
Dude, the guy from Collects that Braces had on the show, while you were away, I brought in a box and he told me to get the new WWE Panini
Excuse
one.
me?
Yeah. So it's $300.
Whoa.
So we got to get like Yeah, we gotta get some.
I need like gloves on.
Yeah,
I
we
can't
gotta get
touch those
some.
with bare
Yeah,
hands.
exactly. But that would be
Jeez.
cool to get like Shooter's Pod. Maybe we go into what is it, the Desert Eagle or whatever the big one is. The big
Yeah.
what is the big studio? And just
Open those baseballs.
Yeah, and open them up because a lot of Cody Rhodes stuff and very expensive Cody Rhodes ones. But this is Powers Parlays. This is Mike Powers, John Jansen. Enjoy your Tuesday night.
Getting you ready for all of the weekend's
If
action.
you have unfiled
It's
taxes
sports
or
here.
are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Two NBA insiders podcasting twice a week to plug you right into the NBA grapevine.
All happening in only one place. This League Uncut, the new NBA podcast with me, Chris Haynes,
and me, Mark Stein.
Join us as we team up to expound on everything we're covering, hearing, and chasing.
Listen to This League Uncut with Chris Haynes and Mark Stein
on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your